played once before, and it went right down to the last black. Trump won 5-4 at the European Masters 2022. So it's day one of Snooker's Wuhan Open, and Judd Trump, who was the inaugural winner 2 years ago, is going to get this match underway. It's best of 9. The winner plays Lu Hongyu in round 2. We've had some qualifying already, but there are certain matches held over, including Trump as world #1, so this is his first match in the tournament. Farakh Ajaib ranked 76, which is his highest ever ranking, and he comes here on a real high because he won 4 matches in Saudi Arabia just recently to get to the last 32. He beat Tom Ford and Jamie Jones along the way. And so already this season, just from that one tournament, he's earned more prize money than he did the whole of last season. So he comes here, I'm sure, full of confidence, but equally it's a big task taking on Trump on the main stage. Well, that was full-blooded.
Yeah, and if he is going to win this match, he's going to need the rub of the green. And that could have gone a lot worse there. The red could be on to the baulk corner, but very risky to play it. So just playing the safety and leaving no way back to baulk for Farakh Ajaib.
Yeah, the match they played, their one and only match, it was a really dramatic finish because Ajaib was 20 in front on the blue in the decider, and Trump snookered him, and he got out the snooker, hit the blue, but went in off. And Trump cleared the last 3 colours, but the last black was on the top cushion. He had to play a very missable pot. It went in, and he was the winner, but Ajaib pretty unlucky the way he lost it.
I think it's amazing how you remember those kind of situations. I'm struggling to remember what happened last frame. Oh, of course, this is the first frame. Yeah, he will be full of confidence, Farakh Ajaib, with those 2 good wins in Saudi. And it's an interesting shot from Trump here, playing into the side of the pack, even though he could see the red down the left side of the table and could pot it, but taking no risks.
7 tables in this night's session. We know, of course, Sing Tong and Boyko. Also some real big hitters. Mark Williams against Liam Davies, and that's very interesting because they're from the same area. Liam Davies very much part of the sort of Mark Williams crew, but not today. He'll be looking to beat him. Mark Selby against Michael Holt. Got Sergio Wei against Wang Yichen, Ali Carter against Jackson Page, and Gary Wilson against Lu Haitian.
Well, extremely cautious start from Trump this. Could have took on the long red last time round. Could have played down the table off the pack of reds there, but gave away the safety advantage by running into the pack of reds like he did. He should find himself close to the top cushion here. Very un-Trump-like. Farakh under-hitting that by some distance. And Farakh Ajaib just paying the price there for not getting that cue ball close to the cushion. Left an easy safety for Trump. Maybe a half chance here, red to the middle. So, opening blood goes to Trump. Patient Trump, you call him.
Well, he's got good memories of Wuhan, having won the first staging here 2 years ago, and the significance there was the tournament began the day after the English Open, which he won in Brentwood. So the question was, would he even come and play in the tournament? But he got on the plane. He had to sort of play catch-up. He had to get his matches played sort of one after another. And he came away with the title, and then he went and won in Belfast as well. So he won 3 ranking events in a row. I was speaking to him in Jeddah, and he was saying that he's aware that, you know, if he goes a few tournaments and he hasn't won one, it's not long for people to start pointing the finger and saying, oh, you know, what's wrong with Judd Trump? He says it's something he'll have to manage, these expectations that he's going to win multiple titles every season. It's not that easy. And he's not left this easy either, this next shot.
No, that wasn't a good positional shot, was it, really? He was playing for the red to the right centre. He's going to have to take it to the baulk corner, and this is a lot more difficult. Great recovery, but overhit it. This table is really fast and hasn't got used to it yet. But a good recovery pot.
Judd Trump, 17.
I think he's covered the red by the yellow. The red on the baulk cushion, on the black cushion, too difficult to take on. If it was touching the cushion, he may be able to take it on, but I don't think it is.
It's a big occasion, this, for Farakh Ajaib, clearly, to be playing Trump on the main table, and it's the second year of his latest 2-year card. So he turned pro 2020, dropped off 2023, got back on the start of last season. So at the end of this season, he needs to be in the top 64. He's 76 now. There is another route on, which is on the 1-year list, and that run in Saudi actually will have certainly helped his cause there. But if he were to be beaten today, whoever, if the two of them was beaten, they'd get no ranking points at all.
Interesting shot he played there, playing on that single red. Could have rolled into the pack of reds. No, can he be tempted? Long red to the right corner. Should only leave the red he's playing on. And he has left it on. Missed that one by a long way, really, for Trump. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Probably have to take the brown now if you can't see the black. So choice of shots to play. Could try and go into the pack of reds. Play for the loose one. Play for the loose one. Needs a bit of an angle here to be able to get to the black or pink if it goes.
5.
Yeah, a little straight. Still on the black, but having to go in and out of baulk to get to the next red, which is not easy. Maybe the red to the left of the pink will go. But get into it. Not an easy shot. Played with a lot of check on the cue ball, and he'll settle for this. May well have played for that red, and what a good shot that was.
The referee just removing something from the cloth.
No, you got to be fully committed to those type of shots, and I don't think he was. He missed it by quite a long way there. So another chance for Trump. Got to get into those reds as soon as possible.
1.
If the pink goes, it's okay. Very nicely played, Cannon. Leaving himself on choice of reds.
7.
Well, he's gone unstuck in terms of his logo.
There goes another 10 grand.
He's putting it back on, Joe. He knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah.
The referee's just helping him. Yeah, of course, he set 2 records last season. Most prize money, 1.68 million, and most centuries, 107. I thought he played well at the Crucible. I thought Mark Williams was outstanding in that semi-final to beat him. Very high quality match, that.
Yeah, it was Mark at his best, wasn't it? Still got it. Now, nice angle on the blue to go into the reds. And if this splits right, it could be end of frame. Doesn't have to hit them hard. And he's very unfortunate there not to be on a red.
21.
Split them beautifully. It's not on one. Maybe a chance to get him behind the green. Big target, green and pink.
While he looks at this, you mentioned Mark Williams, and he's actually started his match for the century against one of his protégés, Liam Davies, from a very prosperous area for snooker, Tredegar in Wales, where the great Ray Reardon hailed from.
Well, that was the path.
Judd Trump,
Just not
21.
hard enough. When you go into the pack of reds, you always need a little bit of luck to develop the reds and be on one. Trump didn't get it there, and he could pay the price.
1.
Again, Very unfortunate not to be on a colour, but an easy snooker.
Farakh Ajaib 1.
Yeah, good speed. Couldn't ever hit it any better. Full ball means that Ajaib can't pop a red. Had he caught it half ball, he'd have pushed it towards the pocket. So that result couldn't have worked out better for Trump.
Serge Alway, who was runner-up last year to Zhao Guodong, has won the opening frame against Wang Yuchen. Some of these matches are second-round matches. There was qualifying. It was actually the first snooker of the season in June in Leicester, so we're wondering if some of the top players will be rusty, but actually most of them won pretty comfortably that were required to go there.
Well, that's what he's faced with. So just trying to land up to this red closest to the left corner. Played it well. Again, trying to get in behind the green here. And two ways of playing it. He could bring the red off the right side cushion. He needs that red to win the frame. Or just skim off the three reds. Again, underhit it though. It looked a natural angle just to drop him behind the green there. Yeah, this game could have been over had Trump finished on a red when he went into the pack of reds. Well, that's worked out nicely. Catching the jaws of the pocket there. He was very fortunate not to have left a red on. As it is, he's got Trump in trouble. Well, it's fast.
Well, and
Not that fast.
Farakh Ajaib 4.
Xu Ying is the referee. She's known also as Ivy. Judd Trump's birthday actually last week. He was 36.
They'll switch to right-handed.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be big news, didn't it, if a player sort of switched hands, but it's become so commonplace.
He just hasn't got the speed of the table yet, Farakh Ajaib. And he's left a half chance here for Trump. Chance at the snooker as well. Oh, what a fine shot that was. In more ways than one. Just got to catch the paint. Now, does this red go to the left corner? It does, and it's gone in. And a very good cue ball had it not gone in. Trouble for Ajaib.
Judd Trump 1.
That's the thing, although Trump would have been disappointed not to have made more of the earlier chances, and he wasn't lucky when he went into the reds. We know he has this discipline in his game. He can win these sort of ugly frames, if you like, as well as make all the breaks and do the glamour stuff as well. That's why he's, you know, top of the rankings. He can do both sides.
And to be fair, David, it's good to see that from such a great player, great attacking player, that he has got that kind of game as well. As we see that red going in the middle, what a fluke that was.
Well, it's one thing you can't legislate for, isn't it? Fortune, and he's had a little bit in this frame, and this could be a big slice. But it's about, as we know, what you do if it comes your way, because it will go against you. It's gone for him there with the fluke. What can he do with it?
Well, if he's on the red to the left corner, that would be the ball to take.
13.
He's got the easier red to the middle. That's not a bad position to be on that red for. Well, even if the red had gone in there, he's the wrong side of the black to get to the next red. So that wasn't a good shot from Farakh Ajaib. Got to make more of those kind of situations where he's had that little bit of good fortune. Very attacking shot again there from Trump. I could try and play the cannon to the red directly below the black. Again, surprised he didn't play that shot. He develops the red, stays on the other one. And that is a very poor positional shot. Safety shot, should I say. What a chance now for Trump to take this opening frame.
Well, it's hard to see how that could have gone worse. He brought both reds into play. So a frame that was in the balance, Trump is now favourite in. And there's a danger, I think, in these matches. These early frames are important. If you don't take your chances. We know the top players can find a bit of confidence and then go up a few gears, and before you know it, they're off into the distance. Don't think he's quite got the pace of this table, has he? He's very quick, it's got to be said.
Yeah, came the wrong side of the blue, but for a left-handed player, this shouldn't be too difficult. Nothing to do with the white ball. Just leave it where the yellow is and
14.
nicely on the green.
Yeah, so green and brown required. Been a scrappy start, but that last shot that Farakh Ajaib played really opened the doors for Trump.
Well, nothing fancy there from Trump. Just made sure of the blue, make frame impossible now. And now he can play something fancy, yeah. That's what the crowd like to see.
Well, it was hard work at times, but Judd Trump in the end made the most of that chance at the end. And so the 2023 Wuhan Open champion leads 1-0. Completely opened it all up. He brought both reds into play, left one on for Trump, and Trump made the winning break.
Well, that's a better break off from Farakh.
Just to say, you're probably aware that the two finalists in the recent Saudi tournament both withdrew, Neil Robertson and Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ryan Day's also pulled out. Didn't get too close there. I guess he's coming into this frame with the sort of hangover of disappointment, the way the last frame ended, because as I say, he was really in it until that shot he played. And he has left a chance here.
One.
Yeah, he didn't really get close to that long red, Farakh Ajaib. And if Trump can get into these reds, doesn't have to do it this shot. In fact, he could do it from the red above the black. If he leaves an angle on that red, to be able to pot it and open the reds up. So choices here. He could go straight into them here, or play a nice angle on that red behind the pack of reds. And he'll know about both shots. You know, yeah, I don't think he's hit it hard enough. He wanted to be low on this red, and that way he could have played a controlled break. So, this time then. And I think he's on a red to the right corner.
18.
And they're split enough to win the frame from.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was saying, the danger. Trump winning that opening frame and then potentially, you know, hitting a higher gear. prizes back, Joe, 100,000 again for the first player to make 100 centuries this season. I'm sure that would have piqued Judd Trump's interest when he found that out.
Well, I know he hasn't gone far in the opening 2 tournaments, but he's still made 7 centuries so far. Had he gone far in those tournaments, it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, I was looking at his record last season. He won across the season 450 frames and he made 107 centuries. So roughly speaking, every 4th frame he won, he made a century.
What a scorer.
And there were a lot of 90s and 80s in there as well, a lot of other frame winning breaks.
30.
I think if his career lasts as long as Ronnie O'Sullivan, there's no doubt about who's going to be the highest scorer of centuries. Already well over 1,000. Just 6 short of 1,100 century breaks to his name. 8 maximums. It's a scoring machine. The youngest player ever to make a maximum, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, where he first played, it was a place where his dad Steve played, Snooker City in Bristol, and it's actually closing down next month because the site is just being redeveloped. But it's a rather sadly familiar story in the UK. Some of these snooker clubs that have played such a central part in the history of the game because of where these players started playing, no longer there. Willie Thorne's in Leicester would be another example. Now it's offices, I believe.
37.
Yeah, there used to be a snooker club above nearly every Burton's or below it. I know that I played in 2, one above and one below Burton's. And like you say, all closed now. That hasn't worked out as he planned. He wanted to be a little bit closer to the black to be able to manoeuvre the cue ball. Now he's got to concentrate fully on the black. Struck it well. Look at the position he's played there. What a tremendous shot that was.
52.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, he could not have put the cue ball in a better spot, could he? For all the centuries he makes, they can become adventurous at times, but if he does lose ideal position, he's so good at recovering with a good pot.
Well, that black that he potted the previous time, it was nearly straight. He had a lot of top spin and right-hand side on the cue ball to check it for that red into the middle. And now, looks like a formality, this frame.
Yeah, this is frame ball. Farakh Ajaib missed that long red. Maybe still a little unsettled by the first frame, and Judd Trump has hit his stride here.
68.
Came close actually to defending the title last year. He lost in the semis to Serge Arway. That was an incredible performance. He had a maximum, Serge Arway, and just played fantastic snooker. Trump said he thought it was up there with the best anyone's ever played against him. So that's what it took to stop him.
76. 77.
Yeah, didn't really have to play the cannon there, but he wanted to leave an angle on this red to develop the other red next to the pink so he can make the century.
85.
So very clever the way he played that last shot.
Well, I know one thing, it was an inspired decision by his dad to take him to that snooker club. I mean, his dad was a big snooker fan anyway, but it's fair to say it's paid off. What a talent. Well, that's not worked out, though. So he's going to have to conjure something here. He nearly did. So it's not a century, but it is a frame-winning break
89.
of
End of
89, and Judd Trump dominates frame 2 in this race to 5. He leads Farakh Ajaib 2-0.
Just go outside. Someone will show you. The third frame. Judd Trump to break.
So Trump on top for now, 2-0. Remember, they've only played once before. That went down to the last black in the decider, which Trump potted to win 3 years ago at the European Masters.
So not the best break off from Trump. Just catching the reds a little thin, leaving this chance for Ajaib. And he's got to start taking those. He just seemed to play it a little bit nonchalantly, that. He has left a possible pot to the left middle, left corner. Choose in the middle.
One.
Taking the risk on the in-off, but it's worked out nicely.
Three. Four.
Now left an angle on the brown or green to go into the reds. He could also play for the red to the left, the right of the black. That's the one he's played for, but not hard enough, I'm afraid.
8. Judd Trump. 8.
Just having a look to see if there's any possible plants there. And there is a red that may go to the right corner. Now, has he got fortunate? Caught that red much too thin. Can Farakh see this red? Can't see the one closest to the pocket, and there's only half a pocket there for the long straight red. Lots of pressure on this one if he decides to take it on. Guaranteed to be leaving reds on if he misses it. Could try and get the cue ball in behind the yellow and brown. And it's just crept in there. And that's pretty good. Yeah, just having a look to see if he leaves the cue ball in the jaws of the yellow pocket. Will he cover that red nearest the right corner? He doesn't like it, so taking no chances. And neither is Trump. Is it a re-rack? Suppose if you leave a touching ball, yeah, touching ball, so you can play away. If you can get the cue ball in the jaws of the green pocket, that's an option. That's another option. Got to cover that red over the right corner though. Has it got there? It's close. Yeah, good shot. But should not have been allowed to see that. Not out of the woods yet though. This is a tough blue. Good pot. Oh, this is a decent chance. If you can pop this red closest to the right corner. Well, looks like you can't see it. The easy one, that is.
Farakh Ajaib 6.
Well, again, he struck that so well. Didn't put a lot of power into that, but he's left another chance for Farakh.
Yeah, in the Saudi tournament, actually made his highest break on tour, 1-3-1. Can't beat just winning matches, can you? He won 4 there, so you know he's had some good results in the last tournament to bring into this one. And if he can just make a nice break here and just settle into the match, that's what he's been looking to do really from the off. Just try and control things here. Prior to being a snooker professional, he worked in his family's butchers.
Yeah, I suppose that's why he's so good at thin cuts.
13.
I'll just keep setting you up, Joe, don't worry.
He doesn't mess around, does he? He gets down on the shot and plays it very quickly, strides around the table very quickly. It can be intimidating, this type of play. Not surprised he took Judd Trump close the last match they played. But you cannot afford to miss straight blacks off the spot.
Farakh Ajaib 14.
Didn't get into the reds as he wanted. sometimes you just have to take that little bit more care, especially when you're playing a tricky shot. Well, this could turn into a long frame now, with the black right over the pocket. Good pace.
Meanwhile, Gary Wilson, who's on the cusp of getting back in top 16's, made a good start in his match. 3-0 over Lu Haitian. He made a century and then he won the next frame on the black. And in fact, he's a long way in front in frame 4 as well.
Oh, he's hit the ball from behind. He was playing to cut it thin. So, another chance for Farakh.
One.
Oh, again, he should have been closer to this red into the left centre. It would have given him choice of the red to the left corner as well.
8.
But he should pot it.
9.
Oh, keep that cue ball under control, Farakh. And the frame should be yours. He's okay because he can play for the pink to the left middle, but he's shaking his head because he wanted to be straighter on this red to be able to follow through for the easy black. Well, I thought just a little screw shot, leave the pink to the middle, but again, he's okay because the red in the balk area. Not too difficult to play onto. Again, just a little bit too hard for perfect position.
21.
Well, this is what all the practice is about, isn't it? Matches like this, because low down the rankings, you spend a lot of time in qualifying, and there's usually, you know, kind of no one watching, and it's all a bit anonymous. But to be in a big tournament against the world #1, it's a chance to show everybody what you can do. You can just get on the scoreboard by winning this frame, and then, you know, he's settled into the match.
30.
Needs another red and a colour. And that should do it. Nicely played.
37.
Played a good safety to force the mistake from Trump. And it was a mistake. Missed the red on the way down, caught it from behind, leaving Farakh this chance. So just
30.
this pink needed. Frame will be 2-1.
Yeah, and important to take this chance, wasn't it? Because otherwise, you know, in Trump's mind, he's thinking, you know, I can just win this match without necessarily playing my best, but that's not necessarily the case now. Got good energy around the table, hasn't he? Gets on with it. Doesn't sort of prevaricate, just plays the shot.
45.
And when he got through Q School at the start of last season, actually in the last round, the second event to qualify, beat Ulian Boyko, who's currently playing Xiaoxing Tong on the other table. This is that, but should have done enough.
Farakh Ajaib 45. And
So
break.
Trump remains.
Farakh Ajaib to break.
Well, winning that last frame, from Ajaib's point of view, hopefully has just given him a little bit of confidence. He took it out nicely. Danger, of course, is Trump steps up, already looking at this long red. Not to be, though.
Oh, that's a beauty. And deserved better position than that. He's in no man's land where he's landed, but what a cracking pot. And a good job it went in, because he'd left a red on to the right corner.
Farakh Ajaib 1.
Yeah, he's showing Trump that he is feeling confident, knocking those in.
Yeah, not just knocking them in though, David, going for them. You know, that sends a message out, doesn't it? I'm not afraid.
Yeah, and Trump, it's worth saying, lost first round in Jeddah to Oliver Lyons, who played, I thought, superbly. You know, he certainly doesn't want back-to-back first-round defeats. He's trying to get his season going.
So, clean pot there from Trump. Nicely on the yellow. Red's queuing up to be potted into the left corner, if he can get position onto them. Played it well. Pink available.
3. 4. 10.
Just having a look to see if the pink would go to the right corner. And if it does, it's easy enough to drop this red in.
11.
Just overrun it slightly. Straighter would have been better. And a nice little cannon there on the red to leave himself on this red to the right corner. He's so good at that type of shot. And to hit it. And now the next red is going to be difficult from there, unless there's a plant on somewhere. Poor positional shot that from Trump. To leave himself the wrong side of the pink. Oh, is it in and out of baulk? Difficult from there. If he's on this red just above the black.
24.
No, played for the red that is below the black. And so nearly got onto that red. What a shot that would have been.
Judd Trump, 24.
Farakh Ajaib must surely feel that, you know, Trump is not dominating this match. He made that good 89 in frame 2, but otherwise it sort of dribs and drabs really from him.
Yeah, we're not used to Judd Trump failing to get good position to leave himself on the next ball, but that's exactly what happened there on the pink.
Well, meanwhile, Mark Williams 4-0 over Liam Davies. Wasn't a 4th century, but that would be greedy maybe. 3 in the first 3 frames from Williams, 4-0, complete control from him.
Yeah, good pot. Trump didn't get that cue ball anywhere near that baulk cushion, and he's paid the price. So if he plays this with a lot of topspin, he might just catch the green. Doesn't want to catch it too thick though. Preferably miss the green. Yeah, caught it too thick. And now pressure on this ball if he decides to take it on. The black is available now. Well, that's a good shot. Had to get that. Could have done with drawing that cue ball back a little further though for the yellow. Full stretch there. Yeah, another good shot. Now, does he play for the black here? If he leaves himself low on the black, he wouldn't leave an easy red. And decided not to play for the black.
Farakh Ajaib 8.
Well, Trump's logo's come off again. They're going to have to invest in a bit more glue or something. But more importantly, be relieved to see Farakh Ajaib miss, because I thought he was starting to look confident, albeit he wasn't leaving himself the easiest shots, was he? But he's certainly grown in confidence as the match has gone on.
Yeah, right-handed player. May well take the blue. He's not there, is he? And another chance for Farakh Ajaib. Needs to finish high on the yellow to be able to get to those two reds by the black. And that would give him a frame winning chance. I think he's straight. Yeah, it was too straight. Well, if this red goes,
3.
it doesn't look like it from here. I'm not sure what he played for there, to be fair. Yeah, if he could have that last red back, he would have played that a lot harder. Finished high on the yellow to be able to get to those two reds by the black. And what a big difference that could make to the frame.
Farakh Ajaib 3.
Well, it feels like it's an important moment in the match, really. Ajaib trying to peg Trump back to 2 each, give him something to think about at the interval. Well, that helps. Big time. Slight raise of the hand. Just didn't finish nicely on a colour, though.
Yeah, what does he play here?
Judd Trump
Trouble
1.
for Farakh Ajaib. Through no fault of his own, he played a very good safety shot. Cue ball dead on the baulk cushion. But you can't legislate for your opponent getting a fluke. And that's what he's left with. Easy to hit a red, but to hit it and get it safe is another thing.
Yeah, and they're all potable now, aren't they? So it is danger.
It's a good attempt. Yeah, just a fraction too hard. But this is no easy pot to the left corner. Real tough is these. Cut back into a blind pocket. Good pot. And this time he is on a colour. And you fear the worst now for Farakh Ajaib. Especially if he gets to the black, which will go to the right corner.
5.
of course, Farakh Ajaib got that fluke, didn't he, in the first frame, but he didn't do much with it. Trump, fluke in the red, was able to lay the snooker and sort of set the trap that he's now looking to profit from.
10.
Now, will he play for the black this time? He'd have to finish high on it, and there's no need to play for it this time round. He could play down for one of the bought colours again. Come back down for that red. He'd need the red next to the black. No switch to the right hand this time. So he is going to need this last red next to the black. It will go. That's where he wants to be.
Yeah, this is the problem with taking so many bulk colours. It's just the way the table is sort of laid out. Blue and pink not really available.
Judd Trump, 20.
So 34 the difference. 35 left on the table. He's got the green safe, the blue safe. So his favourite, but not guaranteed. And again, he just seemed to play that a little quick for me. It was an easy snooker, that. This isn't good.
No, he's handed the frame on a plate here. So it's been an interesting start. Trump, you wouldn't say at his dazzling best. He did make the good 89. That could have been a century in frame two. It's been a bit of a struggle otherwise, but looks like he's going to be 2 frames ahead at the interval nonetheless. In front, 27 on, so certainly worth playing on.
2 snookers to tie. 2 4-point snookers, that is. That cue ball's going close to the corner. Well, trying to get in behind the blue there, Trump. And he's gifted one of the snookers. Again, he just seemed to play it nonchalantly. I think if Farakh Ajaib just played with a little bit more care, he'd be a very dangerous player.
Yeah, Problem is he's just given away the advantage here, hasn't he? He's in the snooker himself now.
Not a good rub on the blue for Farakh. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball there to check it in behind the blue. And they, again, played it so well, that. And they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, things can happen, yeah. I mean, they did when they played last time, as I mentioned, when like Ajaib was going to win and he was unlucky to go in off the blue.
Well, he keeps letting that cue ball run, Trump, and that's a big mistake because the cue ball can run into a pocket. Well, if he potted the yellow, dropped him behind the green, he'd be able to leave a tight snooker behind the pink. Oh, very nearly a nice flick on the brown. Can he stop it? Yes, he can. So all of a sudden this game is very much alive. Mustn't hit the blue or pink. Great attempt, but no, Farakh Ajaib can draw, can tie the frame.
Yeah, amazing, really. Chance for the respot.
And this would cause a lot of pain, and still every chance of another snooker yet.
So many players concede, don't they, you know, in disappointment. A couple of snookers needed when they're not taking chances in a frame, but this shows the virtue of sticking in there.
This is a chance. If it can finish low on the brown, may be able to nudge the blue. There goes the green. And that's perfectly played onto the brown. Doesn't want to hit this too hard. Oh, he's missed it completely.
7. Farakh Ajaib, 7.
We've already had our first result. Gary Wilson in this session has beaten Lu Haitian 5-0. He's had 2 centuries. And the match took just over an hour. Now then, where's it all going to finish here?
Well, let's put it this way, David. It could have finished a lot worse.
Yeah.
Although no doubt he'll have a go at this. Try and leave the cue ball on the baulk cushion. Nope, played the safety. The Trump of old. You couldn't have stopped him having a go at that blue. Caught it just a little bit too thin for his liking. Well, two flukes and being very expensive for Farakh Ajaib.
Yeah, there's no way back now. He's been competitive though, hasn't he, Farakh Ajaib? He's made Trump win these frames, but the fact is he has won 3 of the 4. And so the world number 1, not at his sparkling best, but still on top in this match. And when they come back in 15 minutes, he will need 2 frames to advance to round 2. So an interesting where the players are back, so we're ready to restart.
Judd Trump to break.
Well, you want to save your best form, I guess, for the end of the tournament. You want to build yourself in, but the standard these days is so high that you still are looking to produce a level early on. That cue ball kept on running. Could maybe have left that red on, but it's just running behind the yellow.
Yeah, and the reason it's running behind the yellow is that it very nearly hit the blue. It caught the pack of reds too thin. And often you see that type of shot when the cue ball runs in behind the yellow or the green, depending on which side of the reds you hit.
Well, Trump made that 89 in frame 2. That's his only sizable break so far. Farakh Ajaib's highest break just 45. So big frame for him here. I mean, if he were to go 4-1 down, you can't really see any way back, but he's had a lot of table time, so you know he's had chances. If he can start to convert them, you just never know.
Yeah, I think his safety play has been pretty good, Ajaib, that is. But not on this occasion. Left a half chance here. And sometimes that's all he needs. Will it hold up? Just about. Now, he can play for the red just above the black, or he's got a nice angle to spread those reds wide. Now, play for that red above the black.
Well, I'm sure his brother Jack, he's had a chat with him in the interval. And that has been such an important partnership because in his early days when Trump came to events in China, he often found that there wasn't really anyone of his own age group around. Often the players were older, he didn't really relate to them. He found it quite isolating, but we know since Jack's been on the firm, he really has motored. Just winning multiple titles seemingly every season. Of course, China was where he broke through. 2011, won his first ranking title in Beijing.
22.
Then a few weeks later, found himself in the World Championship final against John Higgins for the first time.
Well, he's left an angle on the black to be able to go into the reds. He could play for the loose one. Choice is his. It's into the pack of reds, and that has worked out delightful. Pushed another 3 reds out.
37.
Mindset is so important in any sport, but certainly in snooker. And as I say, coming out from the interval in a good mindset, we're seeing the results of it already here.
Yeah, it was a good opening long red from Trump.
45.
Ajaib not getting that cue ball close enough to the baulk cushion on his safety. But he's going to need to go into that pack of reds again if he's going to win the frame at this visit.
52. 53.
Still another loose red to play for. And this time a nice angle on the blue. Got to miss the pink here. If you can miss the pink on the left, he'll push reds towards that left corner. Yeah, couldn't have played it any better. Choice of reds.
Yeah, lovely stuff. This is going to be a very quick kill in this frame. This black for 4-1. So Trump has stepped it up. He's won 30 ranking titles so far, 7 in China, including, of course, the first staging of this event 2 years ago.
71.
Be interesting to see if at some point he plays Zhao Xingtong. It's not really an established rivalry, that. There's not many meetings between them, but my word, it's going to be an entertaining clash when it comes. At some point, I'm sure this season it will.
78.
World number 1 v world champion.
79.
What a mouth-watering prospect, eh? And young enough to have so many clashes. Well, he could have made a century in frame 2. He broke down on 89, and that was only through
87.
a poor positional shot. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have made it. Already made 7 this season in the first 2 events.
94.
Well, this has been a mesmerising break, hasn't it? It really has.
95.
And seemingly the blink of an eye. This for century number 8 this season. Superb stuff from Judd Trump. Takes his career tally to 1,095.
102.
Not even that logo coming off could stop him.
103. 110. 112.
So it was a bit of a struggle before the interval outside of the 89 that Joe's mentioned, but this is the opposite of struggle. The cue ball takes a little tour. Crowd loving it.
Yeah, just listen to them. I don't know about the crowd, but we do too. Make no mistake.
Yeah, he's not only a great player, he's an entertainer.
130.
And this has been a terrific break. The black has the audacity to stay out. So the break ends at 130, and Judd Trump has fully made his move. He leads 4-1. He needs one more for victory. One more frame required to set up a meeting with China's Lu Hongyu in the last 64 of the Wuhan Open. Much closer match on table 1, where Zhao Xingtong has been held 2 each with Ulian Boyko. Already had victory for Gary Wilson. 5-0 over Lu Haitian. And Se Jiawei, the runner-up last year to Zhao Guidong, has just beaten Wang Yuchen 5-0. So the two finalists from last year both advanced without dropping a frame.
Well, lots of right-hand side on the cue ball there to check it away from the reds, but he's found the pocket. Now, can he pop this red to the right corner and miss the black? Similar to the shot that he got in within the last frame, just to the other corner pocket. And that could have been just as important.
Farakh Ajaib in that position where he knows potentially one error, and it might not necessarily be a big error, could cost him the match now. Had that chance, didn't he, to force the respot in frame 4. He played from the brown to try and bring the blue out, didn't get on the blue. Well, he'll be concerned walking back to his seat, pushing that red towards the corner, just sat out the 130 from Trump. Not in though. Well, you can hear the cheering from table 1. Zhao Xintong. We've had a maximum already today. And hopefully we can get across, because he's on one. Incredible. The world champion. What do you reckon, Joe?
Well, they're there, aren't they? I didn't really want to say that he should get it from here, but anything can happen on a maximum break. We've seen final pinks. I've missed a final pink myself. Final black from Doherty. But this guy's so cool. Could have done with being straighter on the blue, though. Could have bounced off the cushion. He's played it well. He's played it very well.
Well, it would be his first in a professional tournament. He made a 146 in the UK Championship. Oh, he's missed the pink. Amazing. Oh, did he just take that for granted? Oh, wow. Well, you said it, Joe. It happened to you. It's happened to him.
Incredible.
Maybe just a little bit too nonchalant there. Oh, dear. It's only day 1.
I think that's all it was, you know, just nonchalant. You know, it wasn't pressure. Just got down a little bit too quickly. Took it too easy. He'll never do that again, I can tell you.
Oh, what a shame. But one thing you can't argue with is box office, isn't he? One way or another, Zhao Xintong. Problem with that, though, of course, is that is now there forever, isn't it? That'll be rolled out again, I'm sure, many times.
Yeah.
Ken Doherty will tell you that.
Yeah. Of course, Tep Cha Nu missed a final black for a maximum, but then not long after, he made a maximum break.
Yeah, and he made one recently in Saudi.
So that's the end of the deadlock. Touching ball called. Both players could have asked for a re-rack there, but neither did. So a chance here to open a few reds up. He's looking at a possible 3-ball plant. But I'm sure he'll be trying to get that cue ball behind the yellow.
They still haven't invested in proper glue, have they? Whatever it is they stick those logos on with, it keeps coming off. I think he's had enough of it now. It's actually the tournament logo, which they have to wear, but if it doesn't stay on his waistcoat, then what's the point? Meanwhile, he's pushed this red right over the pocket.
Yeah, he caught the reds much too thin there. He was attempting to get that cue ball in behind the yellow. So an easy opener, but not quite so easy to get to a colour from this.
One.
Yeah, so didn't quite get enough action on the cue ball, attempting to get back to the blue there.
Suddenly gone quiet, hasn't it? The crowd were in a bit of a frenzy watching Zhao Xingtong, and then out of nowhere he missed that pink.
Pink ball.
People a bit stunned, I'm sure himself included.
Farakh Ajaib 1.
We've already had those 6 this season, you know, 6 maximums. Now, at this point last season, we hadn't had any at all. And we had 15 in the end last season, which was a record. So surely that record's going to go this year.
Just the standard of play is so high. Oh, look where the cue ball's landed. Right in front of the green. He'd been left an easy red there for a second. All of a sudden he's in trouble. That's what you call rubber the green.
Well, Judd Trump 4.
Must have caught the green there. Foul called.
Couldn't have judged that any better. Just missed the yellow to leave Ajaib in trouble. And this isn't quite so simple. He'd like to land up to the reds just below the pink if he's got the angle to play that shot, but got to be careful. If he skims off them, he leaves the red onto the right corner. He's got to catch these fairly full. And that will do. Ah, what can you do about that? What a pot from Trump. He's got his attacking boots back on again. Awkward cueing, and it didn't make a difference. Yellow just a little bit too straight, wrong side of the brown. The green tough to the corner or the middle. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball, but only to take it into the pocket.
Judd Trump 1, Farakh Ajaib 4.
Just a couple of loose shots coming out of Trump at the moment. Pushing that red towards the right corner. Needs a big bounce. Oh, I got plenty of action on the cue ball, but possibly too much. I'd like to have been high on this red. Being low on it, it's very difficult to get to a colour. Yeah, trying to pinch some on the pocket to get onto the black. Got to make sure of the pot though.
One.
And he's on the black, but difficult to get to another red from there. Now, does this red at the back of the pack go to the left corner?
8. Judd Trump 8.
Quite a few reds in the Open, as I say, potentially one error from setting up the chance Trump needs. Oh, double kiss. It could have been a lot worse for Farakh Ajaib.
Yeah, that could very easily have been end of frame. In fact, it still might be if this red goes in. And in it goes. The black tied up, the pink tied up for the moment.
Well, it kind of looked like it got away with that, didn't it? But Trump can seemingly pot them from anywhere.
Now, does the pink go to the right corner? We'll find out.
7.
Well, building a lead in the frame that he needs to win the match.
12.
Got to keep getting the right side of the blue to be be able to come back for the reds.
13. 18. 19.
Well, you could play a cannon to the red just to the left of the pink. There's reds that will go to the left corner as well, so doesn't need to do that. And when he takes this red,
24.
3 other ones will go to this same pocket. Got to get the right side of the blue.
25. 30. 31.
And he keeps getting absolutely perfectly on this blue to get back to the reds.
Yes, and getting closer, 43 the lead with this blue. As I say, that 4th frame, you know, it could have been a different story because Ajaib did have the chance to force the respot. I mean, needed 2 snookers. Had he got on that blue, you just never know, but Trump would have been delighted with 3-1, having not necessarily played his best up to that point. And then, of course, we saw in the last frame his best, that 130.
Yeah, he considered bringing the black into play, but there was no need. Two reds by the pink would be enough. Could have done with being closer
42.
to this red. 49 points the difference, so just needs a colour from this red. There goes the red.
43.
And pink to follow. It should give him the match.
Yeah, he's come out, I think, with a good attitude after the interval. And Judd Trump, the first winner of the Wuhan Open 2 years ago, is going to be here for round 2 against Lu Hongyu.
49. 50.
'Is it hard enough?
Judd Trump, 50.
57 in it, 43 on. And there is the handshake. It was quite closely fought early on, but Judd Trump pulled away as the match went on. And he defeats Farakh Ajaib by 5 frames to 1 to advance to round 2 of the Wuhan Open. Now, that's not it for our coverage, far from it, actually, because there's another match on, of course, Zhao Xingtong and Ulian Boyko, and that's been dramatic enough already, with Zhao Xingtong missing the pink on the maximum in the previous frame.